guide video that I really should. I'm gonna have a snack, don't mind me. Oh, we got XP week. XP on XP. Let me get my daily out of the way. I know. I'll get the next Vanguard guide out tomorrow. I know I'm behind. It's been hard to find inspiration to do Trove videos lately. If I'm being perfectly honest. Hey Matt, hey GNAC. Hey MLG. Trowel. Isn't trowel like some sort of a farming tool, right? Which totally makes sense for Trove when you think about it. Because it's a farming game. Woohoo! Oh, did he already complete it? Yeah, he did. Oh, because he's trying to follow me around for some reason. We die. Oh, never mind. He wasn't. Dad. Thought I made a new friend, guys. You'll have to pardon me, my energy is gonna be very low. I technically should be going to bed. But I haven't had a Trove stream or a Trove video in a few days, and streaming, although it takes up a lot more time than making a video, it requires a lot less brain power. And that's the important thing. Less brain equals good. Are there any big things to farm for mastery besides chaos cores? Dragons? How to get 700k plus damage? My max is 400k. Again, dragons. Dragons and gems. Like, my base damage is 250. A lot of that's got to do with my gems. But dragons, especially the, what do you call it? The primordial dragons. Because they give you like a 10% boost towards the specific elements or whatever. No, Scarlett. YouTube is my job. Make money off the ad revenue. It fluctuates a lot. And it's not consistent. I don't have a lot of good things to say about it, honestly. Outside of just the balance of the self-fulfillment. Like, best way I would put it is well, the way that my wife put it at one point, basically, she was saying, well, do you want to end up doing a job that pays you more where you're miserable, or do you want to keep doing YouTube where you're not making as much money as you deserve, but you're happy? And it's like, kind of a no-brainer. But there are parts of it where it's like, I don't know. The part that's frustrating is just the whole YouTube side of things. Because as far as like what I'm doing, I'm perfectly satisfied and really happy with what I'm doing. But then it'll be like, I'll put in all this work and then no payoff kind of thing. In a way, because of the YouTube algorithm, like that side of things is like working like a dead-end job. I don't know. I don't know if I should put it that way. I'm tired, so my mind wanders into negative territory. So I'll just say the generic, I love my job. Because I do. It's just I'm tired, so I'm cranky. I'm sure I would still be doing YouTube even if I had like a normal full-time business job on the side. Except it would mean that YouTube would obviously be the job on the side where I wouldn't be able to dedicate nearly as much time to it. But I'm also a freak who just loves video games and plays too much video games. Kind of like my ideal for my career would be to be like a variety content creator, but nobody comes around to watch varieties of stuff that I play. It's always just Trove. I want to watch Trove. Which is okay. I just wish people would branch out and actually try my other videos because they're better. What are you farming for? Right now I'm just trying to get my daily out of the way, and then I'll probably hop into Long Shade. Grind up some of those stupid, annoying 5-star dungeons, even though I hate them and don't want to do them. Sadly, YouTube just works like that. Yep, I know. That's what I hate about this platform. Like, it tries to pigeonhole you so much. The irony is, it didn't used to. There was another content creator I watched, and they put it in a way that I think other YouTubers would understand. I don't know if people that aren't involved in the platform or people that aren't self-employed could understand, but basically they were saying how, like, YouTube used to be about the creators, and now it's about the viewers. So that's why, like, views generally for each individual channel goes down a lot, because YouTube's just trying to keep the viewer as engaged as possible rather than trying to keep them on the channels. Which ironically is what could arguably be said is killing the platform, because, you know, they're just stupid executives who don't understand anything and they don't try to curate actual content creators. But it's kind of like how Twitch, you know, all the top creators on Twitch just get banned constantly and break terms of service all the time because they're like actual deadbeat scumbags, but they make all the money so they can't like ban them. I don't know. So many channels' potential dies due to the algorithm not allowing for any form of creativity. Yep, preaching to the choir, brother. No, that's the thing. Like, I've talked about that in some streams as well, but yeah, like, you hit the nail on the head. Exactly. Because, on one hand, you know, I'm grateful that Trove is essentially my job. Like, let's be real here. More so than other stuff on the channel. But then as soon as I try to branch out, like the problem is that even the people that are watching my Trove videos don't even get recognized. Like they don't even get recommended my other content. Because YouTube is just like, oh, well, this isn't what this person wants to watch. And we just want to keep them on the platform. We don't care if we throw you under the bus. Even though for the economy of YouTube, it would be so much better to actually push creativity and let people do what they want. But instead, it's a rat race of, you know, basically play the new game and beat the whole game in one singular day. Like the turnover for video games and the internet lately is just... it's absurd, because then it just placates into, well, the people that are already at the top get games early so they can record the entire game within a week, and then they can upload that the second the game ends up going live. And then you got people like me where I get the game at a normal launch time, but then everyone's already watched the game because they saw it on this other channel that had the access in the first place. And you know, it's a... And even then, I don't want to speed run through games if they're good. That's why, like, another channel I was watching was talking about why podcasts are popping off as much as they are. I don't really listen to podcasts or anything. I usually just sit in silence and hear the voices in my head telling me, don't do it. But I keep doing it anyway. Because screw you, voices. I'm joking, but the, what was it? Someone was saying how with the idea of, like, everybody looks at TikTok and all this stuff, and this is what all the companies are looking towards. And lots of people say, like, oh, everyone's attention span's so much shorter than it used to be. You know, like you say with brain rot. Exactly. But the funny thing is that if these corporations actually weren't so stupid, people's attention spans are actually much more tolerant than they used to be. It's just that they're less tolerant for meaningless content. That's why, like, things like TikTok and all this stuff, like, people just swipe, go, because it doesn't mean anything, and most people know it means nothing. But then podcasts, on the other hand, is people like sitting and having conversations and talking about life experiences and sharing these things, and then they pop off. I love the idea of doing a podcast, but I need to have like a clear direction of what exactly I would be talking about, because otherwise I just, you know, I just sit here and let my mind wander. My ADD would kick in and I just wouldn't know what to talk about. Like, I need something to riff off of. There's the idea that I could potentially get like topics from people. I don't know. I've thought about it, but it's also not my profession. Like, I don't know anything about podcasting. And there's a part of it that's also extremely boring. That's why, like, the streams in a way are kind of like podcasts for me, because this way, like, at least I get to do something in the background and keep me, like, stimulated and dopamine rushing while I'm talking and having conversation. I don't know. That's how social media ruins entire generations. I think that's a little harsh to say, but I understand where you're coming from. There's so many people with great potential who don't even know it because they stick to doing what their idol influencer does. True. But I would kind of disagree with that, because I think there's just some people that are bred for being generic losers. Like, I know that might sound harsh, but it makes me think of back long before I ended up doing YouTube. The whole dream was what was it? Like, my brother basically started a band and we were doing songs and stuff like that, and, you know, basically musicians, right? And the one thing that I remember is the music that we were producing and that we were making, we really enjoyed it and we felt it was really unique. And in a lot of ways, we kind of, the closest band I'd say we resemble would be like U2 with all the synth strings and whatever else in the background. Anyway, that's besides the point. Point being is I remember most of the bands that were popular in our town, we were starting to, you know, get a little bit more of a name for ourselves, play in front of more people. I think the most we played in front of was like 300 people, so that was pretty crazy back in the day, but you know, it was a small slice. I don't know if we ever ended up getting paid. And I'm not doing that as like a humble flex or anything. I'm just trying to say that then the big popular bands would usually be like these super generic, like rich white kids that were born into money and then they just wanted to get into music. And then they would just, you know, play like covers and crap. And I mean, arguably that's kind of what you gotta do is covers, because how else do you end up getting recognized? Well, recognizability is not gonna happen with your own original songs, so you could squeeze them in between, blah, blah, blah. I'm so glad I'm not a musician anymore. But yeah, a long-winded reply to just say, I agree. But also that I think some people are just like spoiled idiots. Anyways, did you have a second map on Brighter Shores? It seems long. I did, Neil. Yeah. So I just actually did another Brighter Shores stream. If I'm being real, I don't know if I'm gonna make it public. Nobody seemed to care about the stream, and thus I don't care about sharing it. But it was as simple as getting all of my, like getting enough abilities that I got to level 60 or whatever, and then the main quest literally just went, hey, go into the woods. And maybe it's just how I'm feeling right now, but as soon as I got to the woods and I saw that my skill tree basically was reset to 0, I was suddenly thinking, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna play this anymore. Like, we'll see, but the main thing for me is because I enjoyed the town so much more than I did the woods, because the woods is just like huge and sprawling and confusing, and it all looks the same because it's the forest. And then it's like, technically the skills that you're earning are new skills, right? So it's like wood cutting and stuff. Oops, we're already done with our daily. So that's where it's like, okay, sure. But I like the fishing. And so my mind starts thinking, well, if I wanted to do fishing, I'd have to go back to this first starting area, but that wouldn't necessarily be helping me towards the main quest, which means that it's not helping me towards actual progression. So why am I grinding fishing? Why am I grinding this game? I kind of came to a very dangerous conclusion, and now I think I'm done. But I had my fun with it. It just made me think of other grindy games that I could play instead, you know? Oh, sorry, Scarlett. I think I asked a long time ago, but do you play Ark? I have a couple Ark videos and some Ark streams from back in the day. I love Ark to the point where I played it and can never play it again. Like, I played it to death. They have even more skills in other maps? Oh no. That's way longer than I thought then. Yeah, there's a lot of content in that Brighter Shores game for sure. And once you get your skills to level 20, you can actually AFK farm them, where you can start grinding towards them and log out, and your character will keep grinding them. So that would help a lot, but essentially it's just numbers go up. The main skill that resets in the wood area is combat, goes back to 0. And is literally like, oh, none of your gear works here. Okay, lame. Stop with the knockback, jeez. Hey Doc, many greetings from Germany. Thank you. Hello back to you from the Canadian guy. Hey Croc. Hey Azrim. I think it would be cool if the Chaos Chest tome was only one and not legendary. Oh, yeah. But then that defeats the purpose of Chaos Factor, so yeah. Yeah, but Chaos Factor in general is... Chaos Factor needs adjusting. It really does. Like, unfortunately, yeah, the entire game of Trove is based around time-gated, so yeah. Which is a shame, because I do think a single Chaos Chest, that would be fine. Or if there was a tome for, maybe a tome for Chaos Cores. I don't know. Some sort of fragment. Watching the stream to avoid math work. Nice. Math is hard. I only just learned 2 + 2 is 8. I played Trove again for 3 days and finally unlocked the Cosmic Dragon from 0 to 100. Nice. Went as fast as it feels wrong. I know, that dragon's like absurdly easy to get now. Yeah, like 10 cores a week so you can catch up on stuff you potentially missed. Or something, dude. Like, Chaos Chests and Dragon Coins, I feel, are the biggest culprits that, like, would keep people from playing this game. Like, new players. But they just refuse to change them because they're just like, well, it's in the cash shop. Who cares? And it's like, no, the problem isn't that it's in the cash shop. The problem is that it's not worth it and isn't balanced even in the cash shop. Why would somebody just come to this game and spend thousands of dollars on one small, tiny little aspect of the game when everything else in the game already costs hundreds, if not thousands of dollars? Like, I don't know. I hate the state of dragons and especially Chaos Chests and Chaos Cores. Like, after making the crafting guides, it was just like, oof. What are new players supposed to do? How are you supposed to even get these classes? Oh, you don't. Oops. You played RuneScape a couple days ago, if I'm not mistaken. How was it? No, I didn't. I played Brighter Shores, which, for all purposes, is basically just another RuneScape. I'm sorry, when I titled that video New RuneScape, I forgot that there's multiple versions of RuneScape. I was calling it New RuneScape because it was made by the same developer. Like, basically everyone was demanding him to make a new MMO, and so he did, and it's extremely similar to RuneScape. So I was just kind of calling it that because it was like, aha. Oh, I didn't even open the chest on that 5-star dungeon, dude. Blurg. There we go. Yep. Later, Croc. Remember all your videos? It takes ages for the dragon? Well, it used to. Yeah. Also, heads up, anybody, we are multi-streaming on Twitch and YouTube, so that's if you don't see who I'm replying to all the time. I'm at first year university, so obviously when I moved in, I bought 1 year of Patreon. Ah, yes, so that it can go to waste. Good job. Unless you're still managing to find time to game. Go in the hole, come on. Ooh, my legs, my voxel legs. Stop. Stop. I demand it. Stand still. Stop it. 10 years of ranged enemies just slowly strafing around me, dude. I'm doing it. I'm winning, I think. I can't really tell. See, the melee characters I'm fine with. In fact, the knockback on these guys is fine too. You want to know who has bad knockback? The guys that throw the cannons, because I'm convinced it's a bug that they just never fix. Because the projectile has too many hitboxes on it, and so when they all connect with the player, it just flings you around annoyingly. Because then you see all these normal enemies don't throw you around that much, if at all. Hey, Frog. What up? Hey, Zoom. Are you actually a boss, or are you just standing here trying to look adorable? Because you're not doing either. Oh my god. And then the hit detection is what really drives me insane, dude. Are there major updates coming? For Trove? Probably not. I think that was the last update ever. Was the tutorial overhaul nobody asked for. It's still cool they added it, albeit a bit pointless and dated at this point. Come to think of it, I bet you the reason they ended up overhauling the tutorial is because they needed to rename all of the difficulties within the tutorial. Come to think of it. I might be wrong. Let me see if this video finally finished. God. Sorry, one sec here, gamers. I got a video I'm trying to post, but it's being difficult. So I'm just going to use the YouTube editor and just fix it myself. Excuse me, I know I'm just standing still. It's a fairly long video, so. But I've been waiting for this thing to be done for hours. There we go. And screw it, I'm just gonna make it public. I don't care. Screw you, algorithm. Garbage. You suck, algorithm. There we go. Okay. What was your band called? The name of the band, it was Hear the World, H-E-R-E. I think we still have some of our songs on Facebook. I don't remember. It was most of all like my brother was kind of the big lead guy managing it and stuff. And I was on keyboard / synth. I still got my keyboard or piano or whatever next to me. I don't play it that much. Every now and then I'll hop on because I enjoy it, but I thought about whether or not I would incorporate it during live streams and stuff, but it's too inconvenient. Like, I don't have my camera facing over there or anything. Because whenever I practice, I'm usually just making songs about how the cosmic dragon is stupid. Or how no one likes taxes in real life, so why would the devs add it to the game? That wasn't the boss? Oh, it was the boss, just from the next area. Weird. Hello, stupid fish. Die. Please help. Stupid frame rate. Or not frame rate, rubber banding, I mean. Where's my box? Heck? Oh, there it is. Oh, is that actually like an end game bot? It might be, I don't know. That or it's a coincidence. Hey, Box Man. Thanks for the super chat, buddy. Appreciate you. Haven't gotten a super chat in forever. Are the devs abandoning Trove? I don't think so. It's still their job. So. No, the problem is when Game-A-Go has already been very forthcoming. Not only, this isn't in regards to Trove specifically, they basically gave a blanket statement saying when games stop being profitable, they're gonna actually move away from game development and become like, I don't know, an advertising company or something. Even though their advertising clearly is not good. Sorry, Game-A-Go. That Trove TikTok thing didn't catch on. Although, I appreciated that Trove TikTok thing because I actually got paid. So I guess what I'm saying, guys, is please give me early access to Hytale. Because the people that the devs consider content creators for Hytale are psychotic because the game isn't out yet. Therefore, there are no content creators for it. Hey, one and only. Rip, I can't be here more. Been too busy with work. All good, brother. I know how life gets. Life gets in the way sometimes. Also, my God, 27-month membership. Let's go. Still loving the content though. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I still got quite a few like videos to edit in regards to like, what was it, Dead Wells and basically all the games that I played for the Steam Next Fest streams that are like for members. Still gotta edit those. I need to start like winding down my recording setup and everything. Like basically I'm playing too many games right now and I'm being stretched thin, which is fun, but I need to prepare for Path of Exile. I know that's like a month away, but this month is gonna fly by, trust me. You still got the wicks from older videos? Yeah, I thought about doing a video where I would burn them. But I haven't had enough time to come up with a skit. I liked when I used to have more time to do skit videos, like the Munch Pack videos. Used to start out with me doing like, I don't know, short little comedy skits of talking back and forth with myself. But that's kind of like the one disadvantage of, like, how would I put it? The one thing I don't like about where my YouTube career is, like, beyond me and my own self-fulfillment, is very, very high, but the fact that I have to work my butt off just to make ends meet, and so I don't have much spare time to let the creative juices flow, because otherwise I'd love to make like more goofy videos and stuff that would just be like random spin-off joke stuff. Look at this. This game is a joke. Stupid knockback. How to farm Gearcrafter vaults fast at 34 kpr. Go to U6 or whatever they call it now. This one, D9. The Forbidden Spires biome is basically, whoops, I keep getting distracted by normal dungeons. Forbidden Spires biome has the most elites. Elites drop the boxes the same as dungeon bosses do, and you'll one-shot everything, so. It's the most efficient, despite the fact that you're not doing anything else. I like the little jokes you make in your videos nowadays. The intro of the Chloromancer crafting video was amazing. Thank you. Those videos were a lot of fun because I felt like completely in my element where I could just like goof off. Sometimes I get in too much of a technical space where it's like, oh, I gotta punch this video out. But those ones at least allowed, like, that's what I mean. Those videos allowed for a lot more creativity. So those were tons of fun. But I can't do that as much with like the full class guides because it's like I got a lot of information I gotta try and rush out as quick as possible. I think it also just depends on the game itself, because when I think about like the last game that I played through was just last night. I finished recording the Metro VR game, which I just uploaded, and I usually end up having like whenever I do VR games as a playthrough, it can either be a lot of fun because I can mess around with the characters and the story and kind of goof off and, you know, make comments back and stuff. But that story in that game was just so goddamn generic. There was nothing I could riff off of. And so, okay, the trade-off is if the gameplay is good enough, then at least it's like super fun. But nope. How much magifying do you need to farm stellar gear? Oh lord, I'm trying to remember. I think it was minimum 2,000, right? Or 3,000? I don't know. I'd say maybe 5, maybe 6,000 is when you start getting it consistently, but I don't know, dude. I'm sorry. Get it as high as you can. Have you tried Once Human? I'm super hooked. No, a buddy of mine keeps trying to get me into it, but I just keep pushing it off. I should try it just because the style of the game visually looks very nice. But it's also kind of an arc survival game, and I've played so many of those games, I'm not super big into the formula. But I should try it. I want to at some point. I just, frankly speaking, don't know if I'll ever have time, because there's other games that take my priority. Don't worry, Brighter Shores isn't one of them. I'm probably gonna uninstall it after I sleep on it. Hey, Mimo. What up? I have a question about your bow on the Samurai Hunter costume. How do you get this bow? Oh, you mean the one where I was like streaming with the costume and stuff? I swapped off of that costume because I kept getting questions about it. It was a mod. That's kind of why I always end up like swapping. The survival in Once Human isn't as crazy as Ark. Okay, that kind of sells me on it a bit more. I'll get around to trying it at some point. You've been playing this game for years and years on end. My question is, how are you not bored of the game? I kind of already had a video come out recently where I talked about that. So I won't get too into it because I don't want to repeat myself too much, but I'll just basically say that at the core level of gameplay, I love the game loop that is Trove. Technically, yeah, we're just doing the same thing over and over again, but the fact that the world is random goes a long way for me because it feels fresh constantly, even if we're still just doing the dungeons widely the exact same. And then most of all, the reason I can still just keep playing Trove is I would still argue, as much as people will criticize this game into the ground, myself included, it is the best movement in any MMO game. No games let you go this fast, let alone jump. Most MMOs just have that candid like jump animation where your character doesn't actually leave the physical plane of the ground. It's just an animation of them hopping up. It's so sad because I genuinely don't think Trove has reached its true potential even over like all of these years, and unfortunately I don't think it ever will. Because for it to reach its true potential, it would require a company to be able to recognize its potential as the only voxel MMO out there that could make a lot more money if they did it smarter. But that would require a passionate developer, not a CEO exec that's saying, hey, add this to the cash shop. Devs don't care. I don't know if it's like, that's the thing. I won't judge the Trove devs and say they don't care. They have to listen to the people up top. And as we've seen time and time again, Concord, the people that are in charge have no idea what the consumers actually want. Hilariously so. But at the end of the day, Concord gets taken off the store, the studio closes, and the CEO keeps their job and in fact gives themselves a raise. Like what was that big stink a month or two ago where Phil Spencer, the Xbox guy, they like just laid off like 2,000 employees, part of a company or something, and then he also gave himself a raise because he's got to buy that yacht. The funny thing is, someone was saying how this would never happen. It's just kind of a fantasy, but someone was saying how like when a game like Concord comes out, the dev team should then be allowed one more chance to make the game that they wanted to. And then if it fails, then they should like can them. Or let's be real, the CEO or, you know, whoever rich idiot in charge, they're the one that should get fired, not the studio. Because they're like so out of touch, man. That's why, like, not to sell it too much, but that's why I've been really, really interested in Path of Exile 2, because not only does the gameplay look like a lot of fun, but on top of that, I can get behind the developer just because I've seen them in interviews and seen how they talk about the game and the passion that they have for it and how they want to develop it for the fans and stuff. And it's like, oh, this is dangerous because I actually want to support this game, which doesn't happen very often. Most games are just a cash grab or like just generic copy and paste, uninspired, you know. And it's not, let's be real here, it's not just the big AAA studios. Indie games do it all the time. I don't know how many Phasmophobia clones there are or Lethal Company clones there are. And you know what? They make a lot of money. Or like, what was that one game? Chained Together? Garbage. There was also some Skibbity Up Climb game. Garbage. Getting Over It? Garbage, but at least it was unique. I just hate that game. You know, like... But it's funny, when you see the games that pop off, it's like, to a degree you can understand it. Then Five Nights at Freddy's. Five Nights at Freddy's garbage. I'm sorry. That game is only entertaining to little kids. With all the deep Fazbear lore or whatever. But that's okay because it made Matt Pat famous. And then he cried when he had to retire. Oh, it's so sad that he has to retire. Millionaire. Shut up. I don't want to stop. Then don't stop, man. You just want to stop making Fazbear lore videos because they make views, but they're soulless. Sorry. I'm tired, okay? I'm cranky and I'm getting dark because I'm tired. So, pardon me, but the dog's out. Anyways. My only wish for this game is that they delve into the lore. This has potential for a campaign. I don't know about the lore. Frankly, that's also just a personal preference. I hate lore in video games unless it's really good, in which case it's usually lukewarm. But I've talked about it before where I would love to have like a static world in Trove rather than all of this random generated stuff. Like I think a generic MMO formula of quest grinding and stuff could actually work very well. Where players would just design areas. Kind of like, think of Mario Maker. But your club world would be where you could customize your own adventures and stuff. And it would still give you progression, but it would all be player run. Then the devs wouldn't even have to do anything. They would just have to add new features. That's what I thought as well, but it turns out Once Human is nothing like Ark. There's no private servers, you have a choice of PvP or PvE servers. And it can be fun, just depends on if you mind seeing other players' bases every 5 feet. I mean, yeah, that's pretty standard for the Rust type of game. But yeah, I'm still open to trying that game out. Like I said, my buddy really wants me to play it. I don't know. Just low priority for me. So basically Terravit, but just in Club Worlds? Yeah. Exactly. That's what I was thinking, and I was gonna say, oh, a game like that already exists. But it's not popular, so... The thing, man. Terravit already kind of did it, but... That game still has like only 100 negative reviews, and I don't know why. I have the mod for the costume, but not the bow. It'll say... Why isn't this guy dying? Okay, cool. Game sucks. It'll say it on the mod pack, but I think... Isn't it like the standard bow? Practice bow? The reason that might be happening, where it's not showing the proper bow, is you might have a conflicting mod, or you need to verify your files. Some items for me, for example, I just dropped mod files into my Trove folder and it messed some stuff up. So some items appear for me that are actually modded files just in the base game because I refuse to reinstall. Hey, David. What PR can I get from getting Crystal 3 from the Gearcrafter vaults? What? Oh, what PR can I start getting Crystal 3 from the vaults? Crystal 3, geez. I think I've heard people get Crystal 4 as early as 20k PR. Don't quote me on that, but I don't know what it would be for Crystal 3. Probably like 5k, maybe 10k. All right, let me put down a stupid origin portal because this guy's gonna one-shot me again. Thank you. Thank you. You can get Crystal 3 at 20k PR? Yeah, but I think you can get it at lower as well. I would assume anyways, just because, again, I've heard people get D4 at 20k. Maybe it was 25k. In which case it's probably 5k intervals. Except for Crystal 5, of course. Love how the game just glosses over that and doesn't explain it. Did you try Warframe? Bro, I got too many Warframe videos on the channel already. I played Warframe until I got bored of it, and then I just stopped. I don't like Warframe's endgame. Like, as much as the movement abilities of the character are cool, they don't really evolve, per se. If that makes sense. Like, you're still just kind of crouch spamming all the damn time. But I had my fun with Warframe. I got nothing negative to say against it. It's just that I'm not really into it. You say you don't like Trove's endgame, yet you don't say anything of... Wait. Oh, you don't like Warframe's ending, but you don't say anything about Trove's... What endgame? Trove doesn't have an endgame. I don't understand your point, Croc. Trove's the same the second you start playing it. The only thing that changes is like how speedy your character is, how high you can jump, and whatever else. The goal of the game is basically speedrunning dungeons as quickly as possible, and that's what I find fun about this. Warframe, I think most of all, I guess I shouldn't just say, oh, I didn't like the end game, because basically it's a lot of little things that kind of nitpicks that I didn't like about Warframe that slowly added up to me just being like, yeah, I'm done. You excited for Subnautica 2? Kind of. A friend of mine pointed out the fact that all of the key art for Subnautica 2 only shows 2 players. So I really hope that it's not limited to 2 players. Because if I can have a whole party of people, I'll definitely play it, and I'll probably poop myself. But if it's only up to 2 players, I'll probably pass. Yeah, there's a Subnautica 2 coming. It was announced a long time ago, and they recently had a new trailer for it. Trove's good. The only problem I have with it is the requirements to gain some of the classes and how resource-hungry items can be. Yep, that's the biggest problem with it. Every aspect of this game is stretched too thin, and nothing really like bleeds into itself. So like, if you're grinding dragons, you are only grinding dragons. Versus, you know, a game like what's it called? Like that Brighter Shores game. That game has all aspects of the game kind of bleed into each other. So it's like, oh, if you want to end up fighting better at combat, you gotta grind potions. But if you want to craft potions, you gotta end up gathering plants. Stuff like that. Trove doesn't really have that. Oops. How is it that some people are 49k PR? I'm gonna just assume it's a glitch or they're hacking. because I don't think it's possible yet, unless there's something that I'm missing that was added to the game. Because as far as I know, you can't even get to 48k. I think you get just before it. As for me, I'm missing Mystic and then Mastery. That would be it. But I'm not gonna get Mystic gear because I don't care. It's just too... It's not even difficult. It's too boring to get right now. Dude, why? See, sometimes they knock you around, sometimes they don't. It's weird. Please stay still. Max PR is 49.3 at the moment. Oh, really? What changed? What was added? They must have added a bunch of stuff in the tutorial update that I didn't know of. Oh, from all the stupid new fish, right? Yeah, because that would give a bit more mastery, come to think of it. Right. Well, that's cool. Hey, Akuma. If you like VR games, could you try Into the Radius too? I did, actually. Cool. Thank you, Lifesteal. Thank you, No Origin Portal to my house. Good game. I'm trying to think when I did the Into the Radius video. I think it was my Games You Never Heard Of series. I was basically just playing random Steam games and bundling them all up into singular videos. And I did one of them where it was... I played X VR games you've never heard of. And in there, I think that's where I played Into the Radius and a couple other VR games. Into the Radius didn't jive with me. It's not a bad game, but it's... My main gripe with it is there's too much downtime. I like adventuring. I like going, you know, go, go, go all the time, fast. That's why I like Trove so much. Into the Radius, you're sitting there and you're reloading every single mag. You're cleaning your guns. Like, there's so much like of that realistic stuff, which is cool. But as far as a video game is concerned, I consider it tedious. But that's my opinion. I have a question. Is wanting 30k PR all right? Because I don't want to spend 50 quid on crystal gems. Huh? No, you should spend money and get as high PR as you can. No, it's a video game, dude. Play it and enjoy it at your own pace and never mind anybody else. Even if you just stay at 30k PR, who cares? What are you missing out on? Going to a higher Uber world to do the same thing anyway. Like, if I'm being honest, you guys always want to watch me in these stupid dungeons. Frankly speaking, I hate this world. I find these spongy enemies to be ridiculously boring, and if it was up to me, I'd just be grinding U6. I like those biomes far better, and then at least we get some dungeon variety. In fact, I keep forgetting I still gotta grind the stupid mana beast. Yeah, speaking of VR games, the only other big VR game coming out this year is gonna be the Alien VR game. I hope that one's finally good, dude. I've been really waiting for a VR game that I can not only dig my teeth into, but also just be like, oh yes, this is so good. Most of all these dungeons are fine. I just hate the knockback, man. And that stupid giant lobster. How fast do you do Ultra Shadow Towers? Nobody does Ultra Shadow Towers anymore, so I don't know. What VR you got? Well, I got a Quest 2, which is obsolete now. Thanks, Meta. And my main VR is a Valve Index. I had the PSVR for a short while, but I refunded it because I hated it. Most of all, it was incredibly uncomfortable and would give me headaches. Not because the VR aspect of it, just because the ergonomics of the headset are terrible for someone with a giant fat brain like me. I can't say anything because I enjoy racing games like Need for Speed or Disney Speedrun. Yeah, those are good games. Man, you know what game, like, EA has kind of been on a renaissance for a while now where, you know, they're doing like all these remakes of their random games. There was a random new Need for Speed. They just had like the Dead Space remake and stuff. You know what series they need to bring back? Burnout. Imagine a Burnout game with modern graphics, bro. Like, oh my god. I loved the Burnout games so much. They were so good. Give me a new one, please. Quest 2's better than the ARs. It's got way better tracing. I mean, Quest 2's portable. That's its only advantage. Otherwise, it's the weakest headset of the bunch, and most of the games on it suck. Sorry. I don't mean to sound so mean or hostile, but it's just no. The problem isn't even the VR headsets themselves, more so the developers and the video games that are available. Like I was talking about before, but unfortunately, PC VR has kind of been taking a bit of a back seat because Quest and PlayStation are buying up all of the exclusive licenses for different games. And Valve doesn't care, so... Like the new Metro VR game, for example, I can totally tell it is a game that was designed with Quest and PlayStation in mind, but it also released on Steam. Point being is, if it was a game designed for PC VR, it would run better, and it would have more things to do and interact with. Because the only limitation of the Quest is, well, the Quest 2 in particular, is because it's such low-end hardware, and because it's wireless, you're kind of stuck with a very select type of game. That's why there's not many things that you can usually interact with in those games. It's usually just laser focused. Now that said, there's some great games out of the Quest. But if I'm being real, the only reason I ended up buying the Quest 2 was because I knew they were going to make San Andreas VR, and it was going to be exclusive, and then they were going to make a Splinter Cell VR game. Both of those got canceled, so it's only a matter of time before I sell that stupid thing. That said, I did get my fun out of it with Assassin's Creed VR is exclusive on that. It's fantastic. Resident Evil 4 VR ruined the remake for me because the VR version was way better. It's VR, and Capcom does incredible VR ports. I just don't know why so many of these different games are trying to make like a brand new VR game from scratch, when it's like, bro, give me a good game and just port it into VR. Because the problem with most VR games is if you take away the VR, they're usually just really boring games. And I know that that's kind of sounds like a dumb argument. Oh, it's a VR game, so what? Take away VR, it's bad. But I'm saying, like, imagine a game like Cyberpunk, but in VR. Then you've got a good game that also has the advantage of being in virtual reality. There's a big difference between that versus, I don't know, a game like Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, which in my opinion, is absolute garbage as far as a video game is concerned. Thus, I don't find it fun in VR. Because, oh, I can pick up the knife. Okay, give me this on mouse and keyboard. I would just press number 1 instead. Anyways, excuse the rant. What would you say are the hardest classes to play mechanic-wise? In Trove, none of them. I don't know, man. Let me look at the classes after this, but generally speaking, this game's not complicated. It's kind of just, oh, attack. I guess Bard, probably, because you're juggling the stupid songs. Obviously, I'm not a Bard fan. I like the fact that Bard is in the game, though, because it does change up the gameplay. Oh my god, stop. Just stop. Bye, idiot. Bye-bye. I am so done with this world and their knockback, dude. Cyberpunk in VR. Sounds like VR chat. I mean, yeah, technically, I see where you're going with it, but I'm talking more about, like, the gameplay. Like, having the gunplay and the combat variety. Ooh. Oh, that'd be fun. Being able to jump over buildings, use the mantis blades in VR, like, oh, man. That'd be dope. Because we don't have games like that in VR. And the funnest VR games are always the sandbox games. It's just they're so few and far between, and for some reason all these AAA company studios that are making VR games are usually just making linear one-off experiences. I don't even know why they try. We've already got Half-Life Alyx. I'm excited to see what Valve's cooking. I know they're working on a new VR game. I don't know if it's the next Half-Life or not, though. But they announced it like a couple years ago, so we should hear something soon. Burnout Paradise is still one of the biggest hits they had. Yeah, and funny enough, the guy who made No Man's Sky was like the lead dev behind Burnout Paradise, as far as I know. Oh god, no, he's gonna kill me. Oh, it hurts so much. Oh, Lord, stop. Oh no, oh, it hurts. It's a good thing all of these little minions are getting in the way. Oh, he's killing me. Oh, we both killed each other. Good thing I had my house here. But it doesn't refill my flask when I respawn because, haha, video game. What? When did this guy die? Oh, when he fell in the pit, right. Also, hey, Ramchi. Ugh. Can you please stop spawning me on top of my house, for crying out loud, and spawn me inside it? I don't know why it's doing that. Man, this whole world's dead already. The game was free to do... What? Oh, if the game was free, do you think there will be lots of microtransactions in Hytale similar to this game? I don't think Hytale is going to be free to play. And if it is, I don't know Riot very well. As far as I know, they just have cosmetics, right? Like in League, I think it's just skins. Or is it? No, it's actually characters. So yeah, it would probably be pretty monetized. But I'm assuming that they're going to just copy the Minecraft formula and maybe the game will be like 40, 50 bucks. A one and done price. I would hope so anyways, if they want to become like billionaires. Because let's be real, man. Like, the voxel video game market is still so widely untapped, it's actually sad. I wish I knew how to make a video game because I would have made a Minecraft game better than Minecraft years ago. Because guess what? I'm sorry, I love Minecraft. The bar is not very high. But instead people just keep modding stuff for Minecraft, which I guess is probably easier. But we've got like so many indie Minecraft clones and none of them are good. You know? Because they're all just copying Minecraft, including all of the bad stuff. That's why like Hytale's like my dream game, because it's like, oh, so it's Minecraft, but I can actually dungeon grind and get loot? Are you kidding me? It's like modded Minecraft, except it's actually going to be balanced. Hey, MVD. Yeah, it has been a minute. How you been? We're gonna have to wrap up soon, gamers. I'm getting real tired real quick. And then, oh boy, tomorrow night we got the Genshin stream, so I gotta rush out a character guide. Even though I don't play that game anymore. I do still enjoy making those videos on it. I'd love to make content on Genshin if I actually liked anything about it. Thoughts on the election? I'm Canadian, so I don't care. Growing up in this country, we don't really have politics. Kraken came out on console. I mean, it didn't... What? I thought you guys had the Kraken for a while. I think the only thing that you're behind on for console is the tutorial update, right? Which arguably doesn't add anything. I thought you were Canadian. No, because then I would say that there's someone on my roof instead of my roof. I'd also hear like someone knocking on my door and, you know, pull out my gun or something. I don't know what you Americans do. Or this whole stream would be focused on politics. You know I'm Canadian because when I make like a joke that's like slightly offensive, I apologize for it. Instead of making a joke so offensive that I get banned off Twitch. Asmund Gold. But the joke's on me because I sure as hell can't get like millions of people interested in me cleaning my sink like a normal human being. For me, it's just another day. Imagine actually being a content creator and being outwardly racist and then just getting away with it. Thank God I'm not a Twitch main channel. Again, sorry. I'm tired, so I'm getting spicy. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. You Canadians are more similar to us Americans than we realize, besides the milk situation. Yeah, the milk bags are a little bit weird. The thing is, like, no joke, most Canadians kind of idolize America. I don't know why, but genuinely, like, our politics copies American politics. Everyone's talking about the American election because there's nothing going on for our politics. Like, it's really weird. I never understood it, and thus I never had pride in my country, if that makes sense. I don't mean that in a negative sense. I just mean like there's nothing to really cling on to and be like, ah, yes, I'm a proud Canadian. It's like, huh? The thing to be proud of is that Canadians just want to be left alone. Oh, sorry. My natural Canadianness. I just wanted to be left alone. Just kidding. Watch my videos. Give me money. I don't know why I think that's funny. Probably because I'm tired. League is a pay-to-win game for me because you have to play the game for 10 days or for days on end just to unlock one character. You have to be skilled at the game and you need S rank to get a free box. Not only that, League's the number one most toxic game. Okay, so Hytale's gonna come out ruined. I still want the Riot Games MMO, damn it. What are we doing? Stopping the stream? That sounds like